joy to see how like we can be a catalyst, right, for this work to be as impactful as possible. I love how you name it being inclusive and expansive and liberative in ways that can be really empowering, right, and transformative for people of all ages, all walks of life. That's like the highest hope of an artist, right? When we create in the world, we want our work to be impactful. We want it to be of use, of help, to contribute something meaningful to the world. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of that. We all y'all making it happen. It can't happen without each and every one of you all pushing it forward. And so this particular book, Remind Me Again, holds a special place in my heart. I really wanted to offer reminders that I know that I needed myself and that I know my friends and my family needed. Because I think a lot of these things, we know these truths deep down in our souls and in our core, in the essence of our being, but we oftentimes need reminders, right? Like, you are good and worthy of love. This is undeniably true, but there are days we don't feel like that. We don't remember that. And my hope and my prayer is that you can flip through the pages of this book and find something that reignites that truth inside of you, right? And when I forget, you can remind me. When you forget, we can remind each other, right? That's the beauty of community, the beauty of the church, the beauty of all of us together sharing these reminders. And so, I just want to share a couple of pieces from here. It's kind of hard to choose like one poem because it's like choosing a favorite child, and you don't have a child. I actually don't have any children, so I don't know what that's like. But these are like pieces that I put a lot of intentionality into shaping, and so it's so hard to choose just one or two. But I think that the one that I want to share is this piece called Ubuntu, or Humanity. I grew up in a community, in a family where we would just call like people who weren't necessarily related to us but were a part of our community. We would call them like Uncle so-and-so or Aunt so-and-so. We had like the village auntie, the woman who's like, she's not really my auntie, but she's like my auntie. And so that's how it was. That's how I grew up. And that was family. That was community. And it's kind of in the spirit of what's called Ubuntu. So if you've never heard of Ubuntu, it's U-B-U-N-T-U. And it means, it's a South African concept. It means I am because we are. A person is a person through other people. And it talks about how we're interconnected as human beings. Dr. King helped popularize this concept. He would say we're all woven into one garment of destiny. Either we learn to live together as brothers, and I would add as sisters and siblings, or we perish as fools. So that this piece, I think, speaks to that, to remind us that we need each other. We are interconnected. I think once we realize that, we won't do things that harm ourselves and harm others. So when you harm another person, you're harming a part of yourself. You realize that you're connected. And so how can we be remind ourselves into a way of life where we're caring for ourselves, caring for each other? That's the hope of this piece. Humanity, a reminder of who we are. If I could have any superpower in the world, it would be to make everyone everywhere feel true empathy. Not just some simple, sentimental, emotional coexistence, no. But a deep, heart-wrenching, soul-clutching conviction to feel as another feels, to see as another sees, to breathe out in the same air with the same lungs another breathes. Life. A life lived with instead of against. Then we will truly understand what it means to understand. Learning to let mercy have the upper hand. Not splintered in self-centeredness, but our family's reunion, remending into an intimacy so intimately that we begin to befriend even our enemies. As the strong defend the weak, bowing to empower the gentle and the meek. Muslim, Jew, and Christian, poor and rich, soldiers and politicians, fathers and children would all change position. Not of opposition, but walking in opposite skin. Likewise, eyes exchanging visions, until we bear the single burden of sharing the same difference. Then we will witness what only all heart can see, the death of division and the birth of empathy. The only superhuman ability we really need is the instilling of universal vulnerability. For there's no true form of virtue and nobility than to repay harm with help or return hate with humility. To trade revenge and retaliation with forgiveness and relation. If we see no space for love, then it's our choice to make one. And until that day comes, we will sing the same song. One hope, one blood, many nations, many tongues, many languages of one love, many tribes, many races, but one family, humanity. Thank you. And so, one of my favorite parts about crafting this book is that every poem has a practice that the reader's invited to participate in. So this one, it talks a little bit about what I already said around Dr. King and Archbishop Desmond Tutu popularizing this ethic and philosophy and way of life called Ubuntu. But then I also invite people to consider, to reflect on a time when someone different from you was able to show up for you in a real way. Have you ever done the same for someone different from you? How can this kind of action be authentic, mutually beneficial, and reciprocal, and not exploitative, tokenizing, or performative? So there's always spaces for reflection and ways for people to go deeper. Because it's not just about the words on the page, but how do we embody it, right? How do we make this a part of our lives? And I love that we have the guide now as well to take that deeper into a curricular space as well. So it's powerful. I'm super grateful.